Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our day two of the Philippine SME Business Expo virtual edition. Yes, you heard us right. It's our first time to meet virtually. Due to the pandemic, a lot of businesses are forced to transform and to digitalize. And, in order to address that and to help and support other small and medium enterprises and aspiring entrepreneurs to not just survive but thrive in the new normal, we are staging this virtual expo and we are welcoming you all, and we are very, very excited to have you all with us. So, to kick off our morning session, we have someone very, very exciting with us. As business owners, we're always looking how can we invest our money, and we're always looking also, for the new opportunities in the market. And to help us a little bit, to enlighten us and to inform us what is happening in the property market. Yes, you heard me right. In the property market, we have with us today Tanya Cruz from Federal Land to share with us smart property investing with Federal Land. So please welcome and give her a virtual applause, Miss Tanya Cruz. Good morning,
Hello,
Tanya.
hello. Good morning, David. Good morning, everyone. Wow, that was a
Yes,
really
so
good
happy to
introduction.
see.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Tanya
Well,
Cruz. I'm
I'm very,
I'm
very
this.
excited, and I would like.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Oh yes, yes, yes. All right. I'm gonna give an introduction of myself. Yes, I'm Tanya Cruz. I am the corporate sales manager for Federal Land Inc. And I'm happy to present most of our projects here at Manila.
Okay.
So can we start?
I
Are we
see your
starting?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can start. I see your
Okay.
presentation here. Please go ahead.
All right. So Federal Land, together with GT Capital Holdings, are very proud to introduce most of our projects around the metro. We have projects located at BGC, Quezon City. We also have at Pasay City, and at Ortigas. We are offering projects that are pre-selling and ready for occupancy as well. I think another positive part of maybe of what's happening today is that right now is the best time to invest in our properties because we are offering very enticing promos and discounts for the month of February all the way up to March. I would also like to share a few slides. Okay. There's just a few technical difficulties, but it will be starting in a few minutes. Yes, yes, yung former division head ni parang iba okay. Charming. Uh, Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just.
Yeah, sorry. There was just a few.
Yeah. No problem. Let's
Yes.
just put the PowerPoint back into sharing, and then what is important is to put it in the full view in order.
Okay.
So what you will see on your screen is just a presentation for us to see it.
All right. All right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Just give us a few minutes to fix it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Uh, Hold on. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Tanya is gone. We will be back. Like, give us a minute or two. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
the fastest growing Philippine real estate developer here in the Philippines because we have in collaboration with GT Capital Holdings, and our market cap right now is at $3.5 billion. We are a proud partner of Metro Bank Group, the second largest commercial bank in the Philippines, and we have a global brand partnership with several companies here in the Philippines. We have sold 18,831 units since and houses 11,000 residents. Okay, next slide. We have a very established corporate profile. So GT Capital directly owns market dominant businesses in the unpenetrated sectors of the Philippines economy, namely banking, automotive, assembly, importation, dealership, and financing. And we are constantly growing in business. Okay, next slide. All right, so GT Capital Holdings, we have a strong group-wide footprint. As you can see, we are connected with the Metro Bank Group, Toyota, Federal Land in Properties, AXA Group, and Metro Pacific. Okay, next slide. We have several FLI project networks. Namely the Mikasa, Palm Beach, Lea, and we also have partnerships in Cebu, just to name a few. Okay, next slide. Yes. Okay. Okay. My next slide would be a short but informative audiovisual of one of our projects located at Ortigas. It's called the Grand Midori. Enjoy. So with this project, we have in collaboration with a Japanese-inspired company. Yes, it's a high-rise standalone property located at Ortigas. Yes. It is strategically located because beside it, we have the SM Mega Mall, the Podium, Shangri-La Plaza, and Ayala Mall. So all these commercial projects are just a stone throw away. Okay. This is a pre-selling project. We are offering a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedrooms units for this tower. Actually, it will be 2 towers, but right now we are concentrating in selling the first tower, which is currently at 45% sold. Yes. There you go, the Grand Midori at Ortigas. So we also have complete amenities for this. It's concept designed by Tanghei Associates. They're very known at Japanese developments. And we have the weave. We will be developing this with a outside. It will be a weave design. There you go. Okay. All right. Okay. There you go. Next slide. What separates Federal Land Inc. projects from other developers? So why invest in our company? So first, we have the financial stability, credibility, and global brand partnerships. So as I said, we have collaboration with GT Capitals and several businesses that are very reputable here in the Philippines. Second, quality of project developments. As you can see, quality of our deliverables every time is at par with luxury and class. Third, high property value appreciation. Later on, I will be showing a slide as well, showing that since we started, what do you call this, started selling, there is a high appreciation every time we start a project. Fourth is prime location. So when we build a project, we make sure that it is strategically located in an area where there are commercial properties surrounding it, like a grocery store, mall, uh, place for worship, and also schools. So if you plan to have your property rented out, it's very easy because it is strategically located. And fifth is privacy and exclusivity. So we make sure that our properties are uh, what do you call this? We make sure it's low density, and it is strategically architecturally designed that fit everybody's lifestyle. Okay, next slide. So federal land is not just known here in the Philippines, but it's also known around. We were the ones that developed the Grand Hyatt, a luxury hotel and residential condominiums at BGC. We are also in collaboration with Oryx, Numura Real Estate Development, Foster Plus Partners, Tanghe Associates, and the Marco Polo, plus the Isitan Mitsubishi Holdings, that we are putting up right now a mall in one of our condominiums at the BGC, which is the Seasons Residences. Okay, next slide. Yes, so federal land iconic properties, like I mentioned, is the Grand Hyatt Manila and the Grand Hyatt Manila Residences at Bonifacio Global City. Okay, next slide. Also, we have what's great about federal land is that we also have sprawling developments, like in Metro Park Bay Area, Pasay City. We have the Mikasa, Palm Beach West, and also the Quantum Residences. So we have a lot of open air also, not just even though we are selling vertical projects, we make sure there's a lot of space that you can also enjoy, right? So, okay, next slide. Okay. Okay, another iconic project of federal land. Maybe you can also see it around Makati. It's called the Estate. This is one of our prime and luxurious projects. It is designed by Foster Plus Partners, also in collaboration with Federal Land Properties. So the cuts here, you can enjoy a very huge layout and space, and it is definitely one of our luxury projects. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, here as you can see, our real estate property value appreciation. Mostly our BGC and Macapalcal projects, once we started selling these properties, you can see how the rise of appreciation up to 130% to 260% property value growth. So we're very proud of that. So it's really the right time to invest. As you can see, our projects appreciate very, very well. All right, so thank you. Again, I'm Tanya Cruz. I am the Corporate Sales Manager of Federal Land. If you have any questions, if you would like to inquire about our projects, you can inquire through this website or go through the WUVA app. You can also get in touch with us there. Okay, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.
Hi, Tanya. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation.
My pleasure,
It was
David.
very, very
It was
insightful.
yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very insightful. And yeah, I just want to remind again also all visitors, please download as well the Wuba app, right? And then just search for 10th Philippine SME Business Expo Virtual Edition right there. And yeah, Federal Land will be there for the next 2 more days. Come, and they will be happy to answer all your inquiries and questions that you have of possible property investment opportunities here in Metro Manila. And I'm pretty sure you also have developments all around the country. So yeah, just feel free to contact them at their booth. All right, and yeah, Tanya, I'm looking forward to see you soon again. Thank you so
I'm
much,
looking
and
forward
have a
to
wonderful
see you
day.
again. Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thank you
Same.
so much.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, and we'll be resuming in 13 minutes. All right, and we have a very interesting talk coming up. It's all about accelerating digital transformation for SMEs with smart solutions. So, as we are in this digital transformation, you will learn really on how you can leverage and how you can boost your business. So, stay tuned, and we'll be back in 13 minutes. Thank you.
customers.
Keep going up with each passing day. They want you to Businesses like yours keep going up with each passing day. They want you to be there for them, everywhere. They want to email you, call you, chat with you, DM you on social media, and sometimes want to help themselves. If you're managing all these interactions with separate tools, it can get pretty overwhelming. What you need is a single tool that'll streamline all your customer inquiries and enable you to provide stellar support across all channels. Freshdesk is an omni-channel help desk that collates your multi-channel support inquiries as tickets, calls, and chats for you to manage within a single interface while enabling you to offer self-service. Its intelligent automations are built to automate support workflows across channels. Reduce your workload by using Freshdesk to automatically assign, prioritize, and track your tickets, calls, and chats efficiently. In addition to integrating channels and automation, it integrates with your favorite apps and tools to make collaboration with context easy. Make sure your agents have all of the information they need while supporting customers. With your channels, automation, and collaboration in one place, all you have to do is measure and optimize your support as you go. With Freshdesk's powerful analytics module, you get a 360 view of your support performance that will tell you where your support stands. Freshdesk helps you save money, effort, and time, and sets you up to wow your customers with an intuitive, collaborative, and powerful omni-channel support solution. Sign up for a free trial today and start delivering customer delight.
All right, so here we are, day 2. Welcome everyone to our next session, and it's all about accelerating digital transformation for small and medium enterprises with smart solutions. And I would like to welcome today someone very, very special. His name is Frederick Lawrence, and he's the Senior Partner Sales Engineer for Asia Pacific region at Freshworks Incorporated. With over 5 years of experience in customer-centric roles, Frederick works with different small and medium businesses and mid-market organizations, helping them transform and enhance their customer engagement and customer service function. As the Senior Partner Sales Engineer at Freshworks, he spearheads the pre-sales initiatives across different countries in India and the Pacific and the Asia Pacific. So let's give him a warm virtual round of applause. Here is Frederick. Hi, Frederick.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. So, as David said, I'm the senior product consultant here at Freshworks, and I take care of the Asia Pacific region, and I also take care of India and ANZ as well. So here I am today, going to be talking about how digital transformation is really going to help businesses improve and gain customers for life is what we would be looking at towards today. So let me start sharing my screen, and I think we can get started. So I hope my screen is visible, right, David? Okay. So what are we going to be talking about today is nothing but how do you accelerate digital transformation for SMEs with intelligent tech solutions? How can you use our solutions to improve and gain customers for life for your businesses, right? And who are we? That's the first thing that I would want to talk about, right? I mean, I'm sure that most of you would have heard about us, but some of you would not have, and it would probably be new to you. But we are Freshworks, right? And we are a intelligent customer engagement company software that helps you win customers for life, right? And through Freshworks, we offer different product suites, right from providing a help desk solution, giving you a live chat platform, or working with your internal organization through HR solutions or ITSM product. And what is the key attribute or the key model for Freshworks is that our vision is to help businesses win customers for life. And that is exactly where the path of every individual business should be. You should be focusing on how you would be getting your customers to make sure they continue to use your products or services. And that's exactly what our vision is also about. Now, just let's take a look at a quick glance about who are we and where did we start from, right? So we are a company that was founded in 2010, and if a lot of you have been following the news lately, you would have seen that Freshworks recently hit 300 million USD ARR in revenue, right? And what this means is our growth has been on a 40% year on year, which means that we are at a size where we are capable of helping or providing customer support to any size of business, either your SMEs, either you're in the mid market or enterprise. We can cater and support any business that would want to go for our solution, right? So this is just a quick glance as to where we started off and what we are currently at and looking towards it. Now, this is something very important, right? I mean, as startups, or there might already be some well-established organizations who are participating in this expo. These are some logos, right? We have 50,000 growing customers on a day-to-day basis who are using our products and services, and we are present in many verticals, right? Our products can be catered into different verticals. Like what you see on my screen are some big logos that you would have probably seen or come across in life. I mean, Walt Disney is one, and Toshiba, Honda, and then Panasonic, UNICEF. So we have government sectors also who's been using our products, and not just that, but obviously private firms and other organizations coming from different verticals. So this is just to give you a quick glimpse of what we do and where we are. And the market recognition here, right? So we have, in today's world, we have been recognized by the world's leading analyst firms and media outlets. And that's where you can see Gartner being one of the most famous analyst firms who recognized us in the Gartner Quadrant reports for 2020. So people following this would definitely understand or would know how big these recognitions really matter to an organization, and we've made it there, right? We've made it there. And now let's start to look at how have things changed, or where are we, or in other words, the new normal is here, right? Think about this a couple of years ago, and when I mean couple of years ago, we're talking about let's say some 10 to 15 years back. For any specific issue, and I mean all of us would have gone through this, right? Let's say we buy a specific product from a shop. I mean, 15 years ago, online shopping was also not there, right? I mean, it used to be we visiting stores and buying the products there. And in case of any specific issue, let's say I've purchased a mobile phone, and the mobile phone wasn't working. And then if I have to contact the support, or if I have to go back and see what's wrong with it, most of us would have probably had to walk in back with the respective showrooms or the stores in order to see what was wrong with the phone. Or there were stores which gave us phone support as well, but those were minimal, right? But as technology was improving and as we were evolving over the period of time, now what has become here is that every businesses have learned to adapt and have tried to capture or gather their customer attention from various platforms. So businesses at this point of time would want to be present at any channel. So with the help of smartphones, I mean, everything has been easy, right? If I would want to reach out to you, I expect a business to be available on multiple platforms as an end user. And that's exactly what we also do here with Freshworks and the products that we offer, right? So let's say, for example, the same case, let's say a customer has purchased a phone, and now the options are online purchasing, and I could still go to a mall and purchase a phone. If I face any support issues, we have emails. I mean, emails have always been a traditional channel, but emails are still being used, right? And social media is the major factor that we should start considering here, right? So if I have any specific issue, I could probably just go to my Facebook page, to the business's Facebook page, and post a comment. And the minute I do that as a customer, I expect the business to respond to me. What this means is, I, as an end user, I would want to have a unified experience. I mean, I would want a business to be present at multiple platforms. And that is exactly where the new normal comes in from, right? Businesses have to start learning to adapt themselves and supporting their customers from any support channels, right? And that's where the priority becomes. And social media has become one of the major channels. If people don't get response within, let's say, once they call into the call center, or let's say if they've sent out emails, the biggest channel now is going to be social media. And one post or one comment that is being posted on social media, multiple people are able to see that, right? It's not a one-to-one communication, it's rather one-to-many communication, where multiple other customers can also see these feedbacks. And it is very important for businesses to adapt to the new normal, right? And that's exactly where the customer engagement in the is in the spotlight, right? Especially think about this, right? With the pandemic that has come, nobody thought that we would be in such a situation, but we are here now. So businesses who are more into, let's say, who are more into these on-prem solutions, I mean, found it very difficult post the COVID lockdown, right? Man, moreover, on-prem solutions are pretty expensive in terms of maintenance and cost. That's where Freshworks really scales up as well as a company. What we do is, we are a cloud-based solution. We're a cloud-based SaaS company, where you don't have to worry about your costs, or you don't have to worry about from where you would have to work. So we give you the flexibility. Since it's a cloud-based platform, we give you the flexibility to let your support or your customer service agents work from anywhere. So that is exactly what we saw even in terms of COVID. In the beginning of COVID, yes, as an organization, we did see few businesses going out, right? They were not able to maintain their revenue. But within a month or 2 months, I mean, we saw a lot of change in businesses, right? And many enterprise companies were looking at softwares, or were looking at products that were giving the flexibility to let customers, or let the business, let their employees work from anywhere. And that's exactly where the customer engagement suite comes into the picture from Freshworks, right? So if you see the first point here, most businesses have suffered in revenue growth and opportunity. And this exactly happened during the COVID. And we're still there with the COVID pandemic going on, but we are coming out of it slowly. But with this entire thing, I mean, we have a lot of focus areas where we say, when you go in for a customer engagement suite, or if you'd want to have that relationship with your customers, it is very important. One of the key focus becomes the retention of customers. Right now, the customers are the loyal customers are segregated, or are categorized into two parts, right? I mean, the first major part that I would want to talk about is, if they get the right support from you, then the retention period of customers are going to be more. They are going to be sticking with you for a longer time, and their journey with you will continue because of the customer support that you would be able to provide to them, right? And now, what are the current state of any business softwares that you take? What is currently lagging, or what is needed for you to improve as a company, right? So right now, any business, I mean, if you're a startup, you would probably want to start up with minimal requirements, right? You would want to start up with step-by-step processes. And when I mean by step-by-step, I would also like to point out this to you. So in Freshworks, we offer different product suite. And today, what we are basically going to see is the Freshdesk omni-channel platform, which is our customer engagement suite, or a help desk platform. But what is the key here to any business? The key is that our products were basically developed for SMEs and for SMBs, right? So we would want our products to be used by anybody for any business scale, either you're a startup, or you're from the mid-market, or from enterprise. So it was catered to the SMBs market, and it is now evolved to the mid-markets and enterprise, right? And as you go as an SME, your requirements might be it would probably not be too much, and you would want to start with minimal. But as you scale, you are going to gather a lot of other customers, and you're going to increase in terms of people buying or using your services. And that is exactly where you would start have to thinking about how can you create deflections, right? But in the current state, what you would see is most of these products or most of these softwares in the market, they lack of AI and automations, right? I mean, your customers reach out to you, you cannot expect your agents to always give timely responses, but there has to be some kind of first responses which has to be sent to your customers, correct? And that's where an AI or automation really kicks in. But if you lack of AI, and if there's a lack of AI and automation in your software, that's not going to create a big customer experience as of that sort, right? And again, lack of agility and engagement, right? So 69% of the consumers have now prefer for brands that offer proactive notifications and services to them. So think about this, right? How proactively can you reach out to your customers? Let's say if somebody visits your website, you would probably want to send some sort of proactive notification to gather their attention, saying that, hey, are you lost, or can we probably help you? I mean, most businesses currently do not do that. They tend to have customers going onto their websites, and the customers will have to find out a way. But it's important for you to always make sure that you proactively reach out to customers. And again, lack of agility and engagement is a problem that a lot of business softwares face. And the third one is the most important one as well: the lack of anytime and anywhere support. Like I said, either be it using the products for your end customers, or if you want to use a product for your internal employees of the organization, they want to be served at any platform equally, correct? So they expect businesses to be present on multiple channels. So I want a business to be available on email, I want them to be available on chat, calls, and social media. And they expect to get this experience, and they want this unified experience across these multiple platforms. And that currently lags in other softwares. And that is exactly where Freshworks comes into the picture, right? What we offer in terms of the solution, or in terms of how you can improve all these, is that we give you the AI and automations for you to not focus a lot on your agent side, but rather we have automations and AI capabilities for deflections. So there's going to be L1 level of deflections through our modules that we offer, which is going to be taking care of your customer support. And like I said, we also have proactive notifications through which you can reach out to your customers before they reach out to you, in order to have a better engagement, right? And it's very important to understand the voice of your customers as well. So that's where with our social media, you should be, as a business, you can be alerted, or you should be informed as to what people are talking about your brand outside. And that again comes as a package into our solution, where you can have different, or you can bring in this unified experiences with an omni-channel experience, right? So that's where we term it as personalized, enable in more real-time conversations with customers through multiple channels, so that you're always there for your customers and the customer experience is always good. And then the engagement, proactive engagement with customers, and always try to understand the voice of your customers or the problem, and try to give a solution through the solution that we offer here, right? Exactly what we're going to be talking about. Freshdesk, a customer experience software, right? So we offer an omni-channel experience, and I will elaborate this a little bit more in case if somebody has any questions, right? Omni-channel. So either a customer is going to reach out to you from email, they send out an email to your support email address, or they go to Facebook and they send out a Facebook message, or they go and post or comment something on your Facebook, Twitter, or if I send a message from Viber, or if I'm going to give you a call, or if I'm going to have a concern via chat, all of this or these communications come into our platform called as Freshdesk as a single user experience interface. And it is from this platform, your customer service agents can directly respond to your customer queries. I will show you the UI once we go ahead with the other slides, but this is what your omnichannel experience means. And at every point, what is important is that the agents will be notified with a customer 360 view saying, let's say Frederick as a customer has reached out to us, to the business from multiple channels, and it gives an entire 360-degree view for your customers as well, right? So that is important for your agents to understand from which channel Frederick has reached out to you from. And the other aspect is our AI and bots capability. I will show this again, where we can create deflections via bots, either if you're from a fintech organization, or if you're from healthcare, or if you're from e-commerce. Our bots can cater to the respective business verticals and will be able to provide L1 support. And the most important, right? I mean, Freshdesk is a cloud-based solution. And like I said, we started building our products based on SMBs, which means the scalability in terms of the cost is very minimal. It's a low total cost of ownership, and the onboarding is very simple as well. You don't have to rely on a technical team to implement this for you. So the onboarding time is very quick, and the user interface is also completely super friendly. And this is exactly why a lot of customers like us, right? And what you see here are the omnichannel suite of products or the package that you would get with an unified customer experience, right? So Freshdesk is our main help desk platform, which is integrated with Freshcaller, our cloud telephony, and Freshchat, our live chat product. And then the social media is also a part of this with Facebook, Twitter, Viber, WhatsApp, and so on, right? So what we provide with the omnichannel is self-service, like I said, deflection, and digital service channels. And also the agent UI would be an omnichannel experience for them to respond to all these queries coming in from multiple channels. And the improved ROI here obviously is going to reduce the cost by up to 60% versus legacy platforms like on-prem solutions. And that's one of the major advantages of going into our omnichannel suite, right? And this is what an example of the deploying self-service bots on multiple platforms like Facebook Messenger or on your website as well, right? So customers can directly come here onto your website, or if they send out a message from Facebook Messenger, you can deploy bot, and the bot can directly take the control and can provide support, instantaneous support to your customers, right? So this is a snapshot as to how you would see the bots could be deployed and providing deflection in order to avoid ticket creation into the help desk platform, right? And this is what I was talking to you about, the customer 360, correct? This is the agent view. So as an agent, he will be logged into this specific screenshot screen, which is the agent desktop, we can call it, where he can see the entire 360 view of the customers from whatever channels that they have responded to, right? This unifies all the customer communications from where they will be able to see from where these customers have initiated conversations from, and they will be able to provide instantaneous support. And I will show you this in a little bit. But like I said, what are the benefits about the products, right? Your customers would want to have an effortless experience. You cannot expect your customers to go onto multiple channels and talk to multiple people. Rather, you want to have a unified experience and make that process simple so that your customers can directly come in and get immediate assistance with customer care or the customer support. And then the agents, we have a lot of productivity tools where we can increase the efficiency, where you can automate, and you can also reduce the workload of your agents through the powerful automation engine that we have within the platform. This is going to save time for you to provide response to your customers, and also the money as well, and scale your business, without any cost. And that's exactly where you would definitely get customers for life. The quicker the solution is, the quicker responses that you're able to provide to your customers, to your end users, the greater is the customer acquisition and retention period for them to stay or use your products or services. And what you're going to see here is a quick video about how our solutions can be catering into multiple verticals. So this is going to be a solution that we've built for fintechs or BFSIs, if you want to take it up. And I'll quickly show you and play this to understand where this comes from. So this is one of the smart solutions that I want to talk about for the financial sector, right? And what we do here is, this is typically going to be a website where you are going to see on the right side, you see a chat widget, which can be embedded here on the right side. And if any customers are looking for providing or would want any specific service, let's say in this case, it could be about loan, or it could be about banking services that you offer. And exactly. So what you see on my screen here is a quick snapshot about how you can send proactive message notifications to your customers, right? But this notification that you see on the screen is not necessarily only going to be text, but rather you can have rich media, like you can trigger videos, or you can also trigger images here along with the text that you see here. So before a customer is initiating a conversation, you can proactively reach out to them by just clicking and by initiating this conversation. And this is what you see here, right? And let's say now, for example, the customer has a specific query and they go on to the specific section, let's say called as banking, right? What you see here is that, I want to take a pause here. What you're going to see here is not a website, but this is a customer portal and another channel from where your end users or customers can come and submit tickets, or they can also raise tickets or view the ticket status from this portal. So this portal can be completely customized and it could be embedded onto your website. And it doesn't act as a place for customers, for your end users to just submit the tickets, but rather we're also talking about deflections. Do you see here the recent article? So which means we have knowledge base that sits in our products and that sits in our that sits in freshness that you can configure and you can cater to this completely, right? And this is a platform through where you'll be able to start, or you can configure this portal if you have multiple products. And this is where you have the agent portal. Any queries coming from chat or any queries coming from the customer portal will be created as tickets inside here, so that agents have only one specific section for them to respond to from. Right now, let me go down to the next module quickly, saying how can we also support WhatsApp. For example, in Philippines, I understand Viber is one of the major channels. You can also send Viber messages and you can also have them created as tickets. But let's say in some business that you might have global presence where you would also support WhatsApp. So if a customer is performing a transaction on your website, we can also trigger proactive WhatsApp messages directly to the customer's phone. And not just that, but customers can also send messages to your business WhatsApp number, and we can chat, or we can get this conversation directly into our live chat platform from where agents can respond. So again, this is going to be an unified experience for you. And e-commerce, I'll just quickly go through this e-commerce as well, right? You can do a multiple multiple use cases with e-commerce, right? So for example, if you take this, what we are going to see is first example is going to be about how can you purchase, or how can bots help you purchase a specific product. So you can see the minute a customer comes on chat, the bot is able to give you a set of options for you to purchase a specific product. And our platform can integrate with your backend systems, and it can also integrate with payment solution through where we'll be able to give you that support, right? Place order. I can directly have orders placed from this specific section through where you'll be able to transfer, do the payment, or you can transfer it to a live agent for them to send a payment link to the customer. So this is the agent portal that you're quickly going to see here, right? So you can do all this within our products. And not just that, if you have to perform canceling orders, you can cancel orders from WhatsApp as well. So you can see all this into a single platform. Now, not just that, right? I mean, just going back here, what we are going to offer here is also solutions in the healthcare as well. So currently, if you are in the healthcare and if you want to do, or if you have to have it based on, let's say, a solution for consultation, video consultation, yes, we can provide that as well. And if you would want to have a patient relationship management solution, we can do that as well. And we are also coming up with, we have come up with vaccine management solutions for the COVID, where we can build a vaccine management solution within our platforms itself, right? Or I said, if it's going to be about video consultation, it could be about counseling. Or if you'd want to have a video consultation for your sales process with the automobile industry, for example, you can also do that within our solutions as well. But in with regards to the time, I will quickly make this simple. We can also have voice solutions a part of our platforms as well, right? So you can have customers talking to voice bots, AI-based bots, where the bot will be able to provide deflection. And not just that, but we can also have specific use cases for video consultation. for healthcare, right? This is a telemedicine bot where we are able to showcase this entire information, where patients can call or to hospitals, and hospitals can provide necessary support to your customers as well. But for more information on this, I think if you visit the booth, we can probably show you this as to how this was being built. But this is the other example of how we have the video consultation bot being captured here into the platform. So customers can chat, like I said, bot can take over the chat, and then we can then quickly transfer that to a live agent through where we can have the video conferencing being enabled by the doctors or the patients. I mean, it could be related to any medical or to any infrastructure business, right? And I can solve this entire use case within the product platform itself, right? This is a sample of how we'll be able to manage appointments and as well as your video conferencing methodologies. And that is what we had in matter of time. And probably if you have any questions, please let me know, and you can very well visit our booth for more information, and we can walk you through the use cases that we've built for other mid markets, SMEs, or enterprise customers in multiple verticals. But before I end up, this is just a quick view of how this omnichannel experience is, right? I will be able to get conversations coming in from chat from multiple channels, including Facebook Messenger. I can also receive calls, and I can also make outbound calls from a single platform rather than you depending on multiple channels or multiple windows. So I can also have emails being converted into tickets, chats being converted into tickets, and I can also have social media like Facebook and Twitter also being integrated, including Viber, WeChat, Line, and so on. Right. So these are some quick information that I wanted to provide as to how you can how the digital transformation currently is happening into in the market. So thank you so much for your time. I hope this was useful. And if you have any questions, please do let me know if I can help you. David, I think you're on mute.
Frederick, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very, very insightful. And just like you said, I mean, communication is happening on so many channels. And I think your technology would be really, really helpful to keep track on that, and to be able to convert also all of these communications that are happening, especially for a lot of the SMEs. Um, I would just like to remind also all our viewers and attendees that Freshworks will have a talk in their booth. So they will have a demo presentation from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Where they will address the topic of how can you improve your customer support and experience with Freshdesk and Freshchat. So if you would like to get a little bit more information about it, they would have a demo presentation that you can attend there. Just sign up with them, and that will happen from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Frederick, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day, and I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to see you very soon again. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and we'll be right back in 1 minute with our next upcoming topic. Very, very hot. It's all about how can technology companies empower SMEs. And we have a fantastic panel. You will get insights from different views. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to day two of the Philippine SME Business Expo virtual edition. Yes, the digital transformation is happening and it doesn't stop nowhere, not even for SMEs. Also, we are forced to transform our companies, our products, and our services digitally. And here to give us a little bit of insights on how they impact the world, not just the Philippines, with their products and services. I would like to welcome first Mr. Earl Martin Valencia. He's the co-founder and chief business officer of Plantina. Earl, hello and
Hi,
welcome.
hi, David. I'm so impressed with the digital transformation you have with this SME Expo. I've been to, the physical version of this many times, and it's kind of the highlight of the year, at least for me, to engage with SME. So thanks for doing this.
Welcome, welcome. And our next panelist, his name is Aldrich Tan. He is the Chief Experience Officer and co-founder of NextPay. Let's welcome Aldrich Tan.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Welcome, Aldrich. Welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
next we have Diego Jose Ramos. He's the Chief Innovation Officer of Impecca Manila. Diego, welcome.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi David. Hi Earl. Hi Aldrich. Happy to
Hello,
be
Diego.
here. Yes. When I ask, David will always say yes, and so does he to me as well. So I can say no to this one. Thank you for having us, David.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us, Diego. I know you're also a man usually always behind the scenes, always navigating and influencing
That's
and
what I do.
helping businesses. So, it's a rare moment to have you actually on stage. So I'm so happy that you said yes and to give us a little bit of your insights as you can have a more of a macro view of what's happening actually also in the country, in the technology and the startup scene. Of course, Earl, the co-founder of now what was it again for Smart? You also Idea
Yeah.
Space, right?
So
Idea
yeah, so I
Space.
co-founded Idea Space and Kubo, which is the innovation hub with DTI, DOST, and DICT. So.
Exactly. So, but to kick it off first, my first question to the three of you is: what are the challenges you see SMEs are facing, especially due to the pandemic, and what solutions have you come across that technology companies are providing? I would like to start first with Aldrich. Aldrich, what are your insights on the ground in terms of SMEs and technology companies?
So it was you were asking what are the obstacles that they're facing right now, right? Your audio kind of blipped out for a second there. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So NextPay, in a nutshell, right? Let me just tell you guys a bit about NextPay. What we do is we help small businesses collect, manage, and save money via online means, and we help. We're kind of like essentially a replacement for a corporate bank account for SMEs because we kind of know and understand how difficult the financial landscape is here in the Philippines so far, and it was even more highlighted during the lockdown. So when the lockdown happened, we saw that there's a lot of businesses who really struggled with even paying their employees or paying their suppliers, or even collecting money from their own customers. So we realized that as a really big need, and so that's kind of how we came up with the offering of NextPay right now. So through our platform, you can store your company funds, you can manage it better. You have a lot more visibility for bookkeeping and all that, and then you can also pay employees and suppliers in batches to pretty much any bank account or e-wallet. And that's another struggle that we've seen a lot of people do, is that they have to manage multiple methods of paying or multiple bank accounts, multiple e-wallets, and then everything is just done very manually. So we're trying to help people do it in a much more efficient way. Similarly, when it comes to say collecting their company funds, right? A lot of people, like I said, they have to have multiple bank accounts. You have to send a screenshot of your payment confirmation to the other person. There's just so much back and forth. But so our challenge or our way of addressing that is through actually more seamless digital invoicing. But anyway, so I'll keep it short there. But basically, there's just so many struggles right now, especially digitizing the financial landscape of the Philippines.
Thank you so much, Aldrich, for this insight. Diego, since you wear so many different hats, you're an advisor, to companies, but you're also assisting the government in certain projects as well. What is your overview of the voices of the SMEs and companies in general? What are the challenges you see? And maybe you can give us also your 2, 3 solutions of how could we address it.
Yes, David, thank you very much. But on this kind of question, I want Earth to continue from what I'm going to say because it's going to be a little bit of like a forking of ideas. There are two types of SMEs that we see now. The one that wants to build from scratch, wants to start a business, run a business, and exit from that. That's one layer of SME that we are talking about. There are other SMEs as well that just have products that have these ideas and just wants to latch and have a platform to sell it without thinking how are you going to expand. I just want to run a business right now. I'm going to answer the needs of my family. So at the present day, David, we have an overrun of so many resources. I think the Philippines is now being introduced to a concept called social commerce, where example, you can now be a supplier to Lazada and Shopee for the biggest like e-commerce platform. Everything is plug and play. You have a product, you plug and play. You have a you have a selling platform. You have a payment system. You have logistics. Everything is easy for you. That's where we are country right now. But what's exciting is that in my observation, even the largest tech companies now have remodeled themselves. YouTube, if I may gossip about it, is now trying to integrate with Shopee. No, no, with Shopify as part of their selling platform. So everything now is in that collaborative effort. So they say, as Earl would say, everything now is like collaboration. And speaking of that, one of Earl's co-founder with Plantina is also my co-director and co-founder of an organization called PADCDI. I'm talking about Paul Pajo. So what we do is we promote e-commerce business in the country. So if you join our team, we have a run of a lot of information and partnership connections where we work together as a country, as an organization to push and implement code of conduct, David. Our goal is to protect our industry from, say, aversions of our scams that will make the government create laws that will impede innovation. So that's our main goal.
Wonderful, Diego. Again, you're doing so many different things, wearing so many different hats. It's wonderful
At the
how you
back.
can step in and out from different positions and find this collaborative spirit to propel innovation, which means basically to change the norm and create a new landscape. And I mean, I know that we are usually quite conservative how challenging that can be. So thank you so much for
That's why, David,
accepting
this
the
is
challenge.
special. You said yes. I normally don't appear online and speak. I want to work from the back and make Earl as a speaker. That's what I do. So I have to say
So thank
yes
you
to
so
David.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you,
Thank
Diego.
you.
Okay, Earl, next. You also have been on both sides, right? You're basically one that is an advisor that actually helps a lot of startups, technology companies. You actually help them funding themselves. Now you yourself are running a tech company. You yourself basically took that step now to be a tech entrepreneur. Can you share a little bit about your journey and what you are doing with Plantina?
Yes. Yeah. So, thanks again for inviting me, David. I've seen this expo grow, and I'm really glad for its digital kind of shift or pivot. And I think more people now have access to the SME Expo as well. So great doing this. At least kind of for me, maybe 10 years ago, I used to run corporate development and innovation for Smart. And kind of brought in a number of technology companies into the country and also built out the first startup accelerator and first micro venture fund. So that David mentioned, invested in a number of companies. One of them was coins.ph. Diego and I know Ron since its early days, so we put in the first checks into that and others, right? So, I think, and then it's interesting now that when I came to the States, and I realized very quickly that, you know, uh, as this SMEs and as our economy grows, right, there's kind of three points that need to make sense, right? Like one is the discovery/marketing side of SMEs. The other side is the logistics, and the last one is payments, right? Or financial infrastructure. And when I kind of saw this, I realized very quickly, especially my time in Wall Street, that how can we unlock kind of the financial infrastructure of the Philippines, especially with regards to credit. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. Again, among other things, I'm on the board of a number of other companies, but this one specifically is how can you let merchants, like everyone listening, let their customers pay with credit/installments even without a credit card, right? And it's because we saw that there's just so much friction, right? Like, I mean, even if you have Gcash, what if you don't have the money right there and then? What if you could do cash on delivery? Sometimes just a lot of like friction there. So we said that maybe the next frontier is this, buy now, pay later space. But then we augment it with the alternative credit score, right? So we have, tens of millions of scores that we've generated for Filipinos that they can then use their credit score, I guess, for Plantina in order to pay later. And yeah, we just announced actually this week a large partnership with 7-Eleven Philippines. So both for the offline version, but also for the online grocery of 7-Eleven. So imagine that you can, buy your 7-Eleven groceries now and pay after 14 days, either in 7-Eleven or any, GCash, GrabPay, etc. Right. So, and then more to come, right? More virtual. But then we are very focused also at enabling SMEs. It's very important to think about where your customers are and how do you just make the experience the best experience for your customers, right? So that's why we're building this, for the Philippines.
Thank you so much, Earl. I had a very interesting discussion yesterday, and one of our speakers was saying that the pandemic also basically created danger and opportunities, which is like this usually, I think, Chinese thing. There's the symbol thing about it, where there's danger, there's opportunity. But what he was also saying that it's a great opportunity to become an equalizer, wherein small businesses can move now very quick, adapt into technologies, and can actually act faster than large corporations. I mean, what is your take on this one? And seeing now that technology companies can become equalizer to big businesses and actually propel smaller businesses to compete. Do you agree with it?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure Aldrich and Jago has some thoughts here, but I mean, I think technology is an equalizer, right? It's just the pandemic accelerated or exposed, right, the weaknesses of companies that maybe not just even people, but mindsets of organizations, right? So I think that's something that I have seen, right? So sometimes, a lot of people, and to be honest, in the Philippines, a lot of people will say, oh, we like technology, we like digital, but in the back end, they actually do not want to invest in it, right? But then this pandemic will expose who actually are the ones that want to take a chance and try it out and use it versus the ones that just keep on talking about it, right? And I'm sure everyone here listening, that's something you think about. That's why we're even in a technology webinar, right? Because wow, actually, if I embrace this mindset of like pushing forward and embracing technology and using all these tools that's literally available to you, then you are already at the stage that even maybe large companies in the Philippines not even there yet, right? So I think it's for sure the equalizer,
I,
and I'm
I,
every
I
in the Philippines.
absolutely, yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Earl. I mean, we're now one organized.
Yeah. So maybe Aldrich, any thoughts here, right? As well, while David gets his line back up.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it may have been just me, but to your point, Earl, like I completely agree. It is an equalizer, and this whole pandemic really just exposed all these problems and accelerated that growth. Like a lot of these problems were already there, and honestly, from what we've seen, people were kind of just um, going along with the status quo. They just well, this is the way it is. So they do payments this way. They transact. They do a lot of things manually. But when the pandemic lockdown happened, everyone started to scramble, and they couldn't understand, okay, well, how can we now do our operations and in a more efficient way where we don't have to see each other, we can now be remote. Everyone is now doing online meetings, so it's really great to see that, and I honestly think it's about time that people started to move towards more digital means. But you even see more traditional companies who do everything manually. All the recording is just on a piece of paper and pen and all that. They're actually starting to explore all these online means of just communication, collaboration, and managing finances, etc. So it's been really good in that sense. For I guess it's towards the greater good, which is good. So yeah. But even outside of the Philippines, like you'll see even for example, Indonesia. There's a lot of like say sari sari stores. Their version is called a warung. They're getting very digitized with their operations. Recording their own, tracking their inventory and all of that. They're adopting a lot more technology, which is fantastic. So
So, hear me or
Right.
am I?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I guess. Yep.
Oh, well, aside from what Earl said and Aldrich, I got into a discussion recently with some large multinational companies on how to reinvent positions, descriptions of roles that is now irrelevant. So we're now trying to make the word digital marketing irrelevant because there's no really digital marketing nowadays. It's now just marketing. So it's really the end of that digital marketing term. And we now what got to talk in social media manager. No, no, there's no such thing as social media because of this one. So we now try to reinvent how roles are described because we are rallying now, David, for HR people to write policies to consider cross industry hires because we have a lot of unemployment because their skill sets are not anymore relevant. Just like, for example, David, you go to a Job Street or Indeed, if you notice, all of the roles are all digital now. So what happens now to those non-digital people? Um, Earl has been trumpeting digital transformation since 2013, and no, at the time nobody would even understand at the very core of it. In fact, if I may, Earl was the one that gave us like with my friend that gave us a huge break in terms of entry to the startup industry. Earl was right there in every Philippine history. Everyone should know it. um, when we brought the first international hackathon in the Philippines. I've been pitching to partners. They said no, they don't understand. But when we went to Earl in less than 5 minutes, he says, "Let's do this. This is a no-brainer. The Philippines need this. Let's do this together." So we had that international hackathon called Angel Hack in 2013. And who talks about digital transformation in 2013? So the reason why Earl said yes to that kind of partnership because he had a student that proposed to a professor if he could possibly do. You still remember the story? If they could possibly do a mobile app for a thesis, and the professor said no because he don't understand that. So he counter proposed a food cart instead. So to Earl, breaks his heart. We started to trumpet that early on transformation. And yes, it questioned now how companies structure the company. If you know agile transformation as part of digital transformation, if you don't position your people and culture into an agile kind of system where you have a shared knowledge and shared problem solving attributes, you cannot get into this kind of relevant operations nowadays. And mostly it challenges you as a person, as a soul being, that you have to manage now your thoughts and emotions, because connecting to people now is more difficult than before. So I think it's a blessing just for us, even just to have this kind of audience together. And it's even more to hug a person outside when you see them.
Yeah,
David,
yeah. I know David, if you're there, else we
it's
can.
gonna come back. Yeah. Go ahead, Earl.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think the so I also want to keep it to the ground level, right? Like in digital transformation is a word that I use a lot, but in the end, I realized very quickly nobody really understands what this is, right? Like very few people, even I didn't understand what this. And when you ask anybody, you say, "Do you digital transform?" People will say like, "Oh, yes," but they don't know what it means. So I just want to ground everybody that it's no different from adopting to change, right? But it's different now because digital is the accelerator to the change, right? So from every part of your entire organization, how do you then act digital and use digital tools in order for your company to survive, right? And again, it's not even, to be honest, not an option. It's like survival, right? Because so even let's say we had an example of a food cart, right? So imagine that before you can make money on food cart, right? You can make money on selling food, but now it's tough, right? Not as easy. So
Double the effort. Yeah.
if you have a digitally transformed mindset, right? You say like, oh, if I can't sell physically, can I sell virtually, right? And that's the type of agility that you need to start like thinking about. So again, if you're in the food business, there's a way to sell this, online, or at least people to discover you more online, right? If you are in manufacturing, you can do that and partner with like all these large e-commerce kind of companies, right? So there is a way now for you to not even reinvent things, but to ride on these digital platforms so your business not just survives, but thrives today and kind of post pandemic, right? And
Right.
example for us, right? Like that's why we're getting a lot of inquiries from people because, yeah, I mean, how many people in the Philippines have credit cards? Very low, right? So they're like, we need, a lot of customers are asking, can I pay with credit? Right, and they always have to turn away customers, right? And I think that's another thing to think about is, can you think about the changing behaviors of customers now that might stick in the future? And to be honest, I think that's a transformation you need to have a discussion on, right?
That's true. And speaking of that, Earl, I'd like to say, I'll share as case in point my personal experience consulting for company for digital transformation. So their goal is to bring some of their semi-ethical and retail product online. So they're
Yeah.
basically in SM and Ayala kind of malls, and they wanted to come and become an e-commerce company. And of course, that's my goal, to bring them to a level of online business. And I consider that as a failed contract, in a way that I didn't consider one important factor. Closing this consulting contract for the transformation is people. I made a mistake looking into that kind of culture when I realized no matter how we do it, and if the main executive team doesn't cooperate just because they don't have a proper mindset, they don't have the right attitude, it beyond so many layers of fears that their work is going to be irrelevant anymore with that transformation. Of course, those kinds of fears are not really expressed, but you can see and observe during your course of work.
Yeah.
uh, that was, to me, that was a failed contract that I had, that don't want to do anymore. I happily didn't anymore, because I know how to proceed next time when I have those consulting contract. It's really people management, people culture that needs to be addressed first before a company would even start the first automation. So that's how it goes in kinds of when you said mindset. It's a very, very tricky, but can I just consult you on validate the thoughts that I have, Aldrich? I'm sure you have this data as well. Are we hosting now the event? We're waiting for David to come back.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. But that's fine. I mean, maybe Aldrich. What's your to Aldrich, Diego, and me?
yes, because Aldrich, in reference to your what you do, I work with some of these confidential work with payment systems for their HR, staffing them for their HR. Of course, I get this data that I heard without speaking about the name of the company, which is actually your healthy competition. They got their sale, they got their targets from 2016 to 2019. They got it all in a lump sum from 2019, February up to October.
Wow.
Their performance, their traction, their operations, their revenue was overtook the operations from January of 2019, and no, December of 2019, and to October of 2020,
Mm.
from their operations from 2016. So there's a big jump, and I see Earl. I'm sure our country has just had that, like, just entered into that time capsule and just went straight to online transaction. So, question: do you think this behavior is permanent or band aid?
Personally, I think it's gonna stay. I definitely think there's going to be a little bit of a dip again when things settle down because people in general, I guess they sort of resist change. So there's probably some people out there who want to kind of go back to the way the old operations were. But I also think though that like seeing the new way of doing things, everything digital, and with all these systems, startups and processes coming up that makes things much more efficient for people, especially in a remote setting. Once people kind of embrace that, the efficiency brought about there, then it's definitely going to stay and help advance things forward, right? So what you were saying earlier, Earl, like how people adapted and kind of changed their mindset. We definitely saw a huge emergence of like online marketplaces, all these Viber groups, all these Facebook groups, like to just market people selling food and all their products online everywhere, and that was crazy. And I'm sure when I guess BSP like releases a report, we're gonna see a really big jump of online transactions within the Philippines, and especially in 2020 onwards, right? So there's definitely so much more activity going on in the online space. So now, as I guess as we move forward, and again as more technology emerges, that opens windows to even more innovations that we can have. I think within just the last year, more delivery and courier services also emerged because there was just such a high demand because nobody could dine in anymore, so everything went online. And then within that comes even more problems and more solutions and so on. So,
Okay, guys, to cap off this round, as we are nearing already towards our end, thank you so much, Diego, for helping moderate this wonderful panel. Internet
We all did
connection,
the work.
that's still something I think this country really needs to work on.
Yes, that is true, David. It's just that
Need a solid
um,
infrastructure for all.
yeah, I think, yeah.
Um,
Hello,
yeah, I mean, this is
there.
not, this is a statement. So we need to debate on it.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to know from you before we end before we end this session is this mindset. This do you think will
I think we've lost him again.
Yeah. I think, did you hear he's trying to ask a question, like maybe a
Unfortunately,
last
I
few,
couldn't catch it.
were you able to catch, were you able to catch it?
No, no, no. I think it's really okay. So David said that what's your tips you can give to entrepreneur to navigate the new normal, right? So we can go around here now. So I don't know, maybe Aldrich and Diego, right? Any tips to entrepreneurs?
I just have can I start because it I think I opened my tip to both of you. My practical tip on how to navigate through is simple. I'm not gonna do the the flowery advice for you or the motherhood statement. I just have to do one thing. You study and you speak to the right people. That's the most practical advice for you to get. You can never get wrong with just speaking to the right people and having that kind of grit for you to take your business online. I'm not gonna recommend tools. I'm not gonna recommend the ideas that you should do. To me, is you do your own research, you have a reflection of yourself, what you really want to do, and you speak to the right people for this matter. That's all I can say because otherwise it's just gonna go on and on. It's gonna one lead from one concern to the other, and we end up nothing at the end of the time. The best way is if you have someone who look up to, like me. I look up to Earl a lot. Someone I look up to, even he took time with me. We quick time in San Francisco. He met with me. I really appreciate that. These are the things that make people move on and go further because of people like Earl, example. So these are the people you should speak to.
Thank you, Diego. Earl,
No,
your thoughts.
Aldrich. I know. Go ahead, Aldrich.
Sure. Yeah, basically, for me, tips for entrepreneurs to navigate the new normal. Basically, it embrace digital. There's a slew of tools coming up nowadays to help you kind of run your business online and kind of there's just so many resources out there. There's also a lot of communities, especially within the Philippines, all over Facebook. People sharing resources, tips, advice, and just kind of learn from what other people are doing and try it out yourself. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of services here today at this expo as well. So go ahead and check out their booths and see what services you can get from them too. And I think Earl was mentioning earlier, like it's really about the mindset with the people. Sorry, Diego was saying, I think the people management, the managing the mindset of the people on your team. So I would also say make sure everybody's kind of aligned together on the vision of your team and how you should go about your operations. That way you're operating more efficiently together. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Okay, everybody. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead, Earl.
my last thought here, David, is again really quick. SMEs, you're the lifeblood of the country, and just understand how the customer is changing. Don't get intimidated with the tools. As long as you're doing it because that's where the customer wants for you and for your business, that is the right decision for you, right? So if you want to do digital, the customers are moving digital, do it because for the customer and not just for your business. And that's how you justify it for yourself. Thanks, David, again for the chance here.
He's out
Thank
again, but thank you. Thank you, David, and
Thank you
the
so
SME
much,
team.
everyone, and see you soon again. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.